Hey guys, welcome to the Sports Latte. It's your host Janae, hostess with the mostest, and today we'll be interviewing Megan Tapper. Guys, you know the aim of Sports Latte is to be a step ahead in the world of sports, as we hear how the sporting industry and fraternity has affected athletes and their impact on the industry. So today we'll be talking about overcoming obstacles, and it's a pleasure to talk to Megan Tapper. And let's hear her story. Okay, so Megan, how did track and field start for you?
In Covenant Christian Academy and Children's Center, Mr. Keys. I was a gymnast at the time. Just came from doing dancing, just immigrated from dancing. And I mean, in PE, your coach would see how fast you're running and that you're keeping up with the bigger kids, or you're basically running well and would want it to be a part of your track team. So that's basically how I started track.
Okay, and then I don't know if people know, but she moved on to going to St. Andrew High School for Girls, which is an all-girls school in Jamaica, and they also compete and or participate in the ISA Boys and Girls Championships. So you training at Andrews at that time with Mr. Lee Bolt, how was that?
It was interesting. Mr. Bolt wasn't actually my coach. He was the head coach of the team, but he wasn't my coach because I did the hurdles.
Yeah.
The first year I joined the team, it was Mr. Davy. And then moving on, I had Mr. Forbes, who was the one who really molded me into, in addition to my mentor at the time, Emmett DeCambry, they were the ones who actually molded me into the person who they thought I could be and who I thought I could be.
Okay. And I always ask people, why is it that you're doing the event you're doing? Because hurdles isn't, the first thing that comes to somebody's mind. So why is it that you chose hurdles as your pet event or your main event?
Well, as I said before, I was a gymnast, so dancing or technique came easy to me. And in addition, when I used to run the 100-meter, I would get a really, really good start, and then everybody would pass me at about 50 or 60 meters. And I really liked winning. I did not like the fact that I could not win the races. And so I thought about what event I could do to maximize my talents.
Yeah.
And at the time, that was hurdles.
Okay. I don't know if people know Megan's height. I think we probably can drop a picture and show you how short Megan is. And then you can probably understand, her goals are huge to be doing hurdles, But
I am 5'1" with 7-foot dreams.
Yeah. And everybody knows that, you go in stages, but when you completed Andrews, right? You would have had to go to, well, what did you do after that, I should say?
Well, the plan was to get a scholarship to go abroad to run hurdles. However, I didn't feel at the time that the scholarships that were available to me would have been the best bet, because at the end of the day, I wanted to be a professional athlete, and I did not feel that the schools that wanted me at the time would have been able to mold me into the kind of athlete that Jamaica would need to represent them internationally. Yeah. And as a result, thank God, at the time, my boyfriend at the time, who's not my husband, Matthew, he actually went to UTech and he contacted Paul Francis on my behalf, asking if they'll be willing to basically give me a scholarship, and they did. So yeah.
And seeing that plans never went how you wanted them to go, but they still worked out in your favor, what can you tell athletes who are probably in a phase right now where they are uncertain of what's going to happen and probably won't work out in their favor, probably won't? What can you tell them when they're in that, middle phase?
I read something on Twitter today. I follow this guy named Joe Pompliano. who is really good when it comes to sports stories. And it just reminded me that it's all about the journey. It's all about the journey. Hold on. By the way, guys, merch plug.
Merch
Go on my
plug.
Instagram. Go on my Instagram. Go, click the link in my bio and look at the official merchandise for myself for the 2020 Olympics. It is in a bid to help me offset finances to be my best when I attend the trials in June and when, God's willing, I make it to the Olympic Games. Yeah. But yes, it's at the end of the day, it's all about the journey, and your journey is completely different, or can be completely different than anybody else's. So this particular story is about a baseball guy who was really good in college, but did not end up getting he did not end up going into a major league scholarship or whatever, sponsorship or whatever you call it. He didn't go to a major league team. But he didn't stop. He went to a club where basically they paid him $500 a month. So that cannot do nothing in foreign. Mm-hmm. He had to basically work, drive an Uber, and stay with people that he didn't know, because you have foster people that take you in when you're doing that kind of baseball thing. And he played his matches, and his father would video him and upload his videos to YouTube.
Yeah.
And scouts saw him on YouTube, because scouts don't go to those low-key kind of games. They would go to minor league, but not those low-key kind of games. So his father made an effort to video them, upload them to YouTube, and a scout saw him. He went to the minor leagues, did what he had to do, and now he's in the major leagues getting $1 million paychecks and stuff like that. And I mean, on first view, you wouldn't say, oh, that guy will end up there. You understand? Because his journey was completely different than, for example, the people that just like the LeBrons and, people who are born with it. You know what I mean? He had to go a different, but the route it's a destination. You understand? And you might not be where you see everybody else was at this time of their life, but that don't matter. It don't matter. Just don't give up. Don't give up. Watch me. Don't give up.
Yes, and that's beautiful to hear that, one, how the story has impacted you or motivated you, but also to tell athletes out there exactly what Megan said, and the destination is the priority. That's the priority. Don't watch the ups and downs and the little nigglings in the
the destination isn't necessarily the priority. I know I said that a while ago because that was it for that story, because the journey is super important. The destination, when you get there, coming like nothing. I can tell you, like, you pine for it, you crawl for it, you work for it, and when you reach, you're like, this me that works so hard for, and this me that stress up myself for, and then you look back and you say, raw, it's the journey. Meeting all those people, helping all those people, going through what you went through, building relationships, all of that. That's what really, that's your life. That was your life. That is your life. You understand? The destination is important, and it's important to have goals, but the journey is like really where your life is.
Yeah. And you're going to UTech, right? That experience, because as you said, your boyfriend was there at the time. Did that affect you in training, or are you the type of person that those things aren't distractions? You're just going for what you're going for. And how was that UTech experience?
The UTech experience was completely different than anything I could have imagined. It was a dream come true for me to be training with the likes of Shelly and Fraser Price, Adolfo Powell, Nesta come on now.
Come on now.
And one of the best coaches in the world, Mr. Stephen Francis, come on now. Yeah. Knowing that every single thing you do is taking you one step closer to your goal. Like, you don't have to second guess that. It's been done, Yeah. The people who did it, they're not dead, they're not retired, they're literally right beside you. If I do what they do, there's a good amount of chance that I'll be where they are. You know what I mean? So that was just, that was amazing.
And you at that time, you'd be a little girl compared to them. But literally, but how was it like meeting these people? Let's tell them a little bit about your personality and how you went about even trying to have conversation with these people.
Well, I met Shelly before training, and she gave me some advice and stuff. But then when training started, I realized that she never really liked me. But I didn't know. But I didn't know. Like, trust me, I don't know if it's because I'm small, but me didn't know. And so she just like, yeah.
Yeah.
But other than that, I kind of kept to myself. I never really tried to like, I never, well, in my opinion, I never tried to talk to the elites because I just felt like they were elites and I was a baby. So just, there were two. So yeah, that was, I mean, Sharon and Melaine were extremely nice. And I mean, Shelly was hilarious and extremely nice too, but she just never too in a me. Yeah, I remember one time, Jermaine Mason, I was walking and I was like, when I see them, I don't really go on like I see them because, you just hold your own and hold your space. And I was walking past him one time and he never wants to nothing or whatever. And he's like, yo, walk on, shorty. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you see me? Like I exist to you? Wow. And it like, that really made me gain respect for him and realize that, oh, this guy is a really good person because in a space where he didn't have to, he did. And I really appreciated that.
Yeah. And you eventually would have obviously gotten better under the program of Mr. Stephen Francis, making it to the Olympics and the World Championships. How did that feel for Miss 5'1" with her 7-foot dreams? Yeah, how was that?
It was terrifying. First of all, the Olympic Games were terrifying. I felt alone, even though I had a great support system and I had a lot of teammates and friends.
Yeah.
I felt alone because I put a lot of pressure on myself. I didn't just go to enjoy. I went there to prove something to myself. And that just made it really, really, really heavy for me. I can recall sitting in front of the mirror and bawling my eyes out. Up to this day, I don't know why. I mean, like there's no specific reason, but I just felt like I wasn't worthy of being where I was. And even though my talent and my skills is what got me there, I didn't believe that they were good enough to keep me there, or like it was a hoax.
Yeah.
And so it was a really, really hard time for me, not to mention that the food was bad.
Oh no. Oh no. That's
Yeah,
the worst thing.
and the stadium was empty. It was not the best of experiences.
Not
but
what
we
you
give
thought
thanks.
it would have been.
Yes, exactly. Definitely not what I thought it would have been, but the World Championships made up for it. The World Championships were amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Yeah.
And funny enough, you said that the Olympic experience wasn't like what you imagine it to be, but you did make the semifinals. And I feel like anybody who gets the opportunity to go and can at least make it to the next round, that's a big deal, you know? How did that Megan at that time, right? What was her frame of mind when she recognized, whoa, this experience is not ideal, but I made the semifinals, you know? What was her headspace at the time?
I was completely in my head. I was so in my head that I cannot tell you how the marshalling area look.
Wow.
I can't tell you where my walk for go anyway. If you brought me back to that stadium, it would be, other than the warm-up track, it would be brand new. Because I was so in my head, I was so scared. I was so It was crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, making it to the semifinals with the skill that I had at that time, the speed that I had, was looking back.
Yeah.
And in making it to the finals, if I just went out there and did what I knew I could do, if I just believed in myself, guys, believing in yourself is literally the first step. It's literally the first step. So right now, if you don't believe in yourself, work on that. Because no matter what you have, no matter the skill, no matter how pretty you look, no matter anything, if you don't believe in yourself, then you won't be able to use it. So.
Yeah. And you said the world championship experience made up for it. How did it make up for it?
I mean, the experience overall made up for it. The stadium was full, the experience was good, the food was good, the people were amazing. But there was just still a lot for Megan to learn. There was still a lot for me to learn. And as a result, I didn't make it past the semifinals, unfortunately.
But it's fine, we always can come again. And if you're supposed to describe your journey, right? One word to this say, okay, was it trialing, inspiring, something like what word would you use to describe Megan Tapper? Well, Tapper now at that time should have been Megan Simmons, but how would you describe your journey?
Long. A learning experience, with a lot of teachable moments.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Yeah.
It does. And how has your marriage, affected your track and field career, or you as a human, how has it affected you?
Well, I feel like more than anything else, it's given me comfort, because I am the type of person that kind of always need support and need to know that at least one person have my back.
Yeah.
And I guess in a marriage, you kind of have that sense of security. So, yeah.
Oh, that's so nice. So Megan, it's nice to hear what you have to say about your journey and stuff. So I just wanted to give athletes out there, both in the high school going to university stage and university trying to figure out what they want to do, what is your advice you can give, what's the advice you can give to them on overcoming obstacles, whether they do hurdles, so it would be literally, and or life, what advice can you give to them?
Well, the first thing would be to ask questions, because you, at your age, you wouldn't have necessarily had the experiences. Not saying that you 100% wouldn't, but most people don't have the experiences to know what to choose and which direction to go into. So it's good to have people around you who you can ask questions. And nowadays, with social media, I need to do, I'll go up on Instagram and message somebody in the position that you want to be in. So
Yeah.
utilize those channels for sure. Ask questions. The second thing is to be really confident. As I said, confidence is key. If you have the talent, the skill with no confidence, then you won't be able to use it.
Yeah.
What else? Just big, like, acknowledge that there is a God and that He's in control and that His timing is perfect and that you are good. Like, no matter where you are, no matter where you want to be, no matter how it look like you have to work to get there, just know that His timing is right. And last but not least, talent comes second place to timing. That's a Chica that's a Chica line. I don't know if you guys know Chica, but you can have all the talent in the world. If I know your time, I just know your time. in my opinion, right? If I know your time, I just know you can get injured, you can all kind of different something. If I know your time. Oh, I said last thing, but another thing that's super important is support. Having a lot of people around, not a lot, but having the right people around you. I was watching the boat interview with Yendi the other day, and that's one of his biggest things. Like, make sure you have a support team that knows the goals and everybody's working in one direction to get there. Because you need a team. You need a team, especially in tracks. Oh gosh, you need a team. Yeah, that's my 650 points.
Thank you, Megan, for doing this interview. I'm inspired by it. And hope to see great things from you. Guys, you can follow her on Instagram at
sorry, Megs Tapped In. So it's MEGS TAPPEDIN.
And guys, remember to support her merch. It's towards something good. It's not just to buy clothes. Yeah. So it's a pleasure that the Sports Latte could have you today. Sports Latte family, go like up, follow her, and stay tuned for many more things from Mrs. Megan Tapper.
Thank you. Looking forward to seeing you on my Instagram.
Hey guys, welcome to the bonus feature, and today we have Megan Tapper. So today we'll be talking to a Jamaican hurdler, and we're going to be asking her some would you rather questions. Are you ready?
Ready, like Freddy.
Would you rather be the star of a bad team or an average player of an elite team?
The star, sorry.
Would you rather win the MVP award or a team championship?
Team championship. Come on now.
Come on now. Would you rather be an average player with a good reputation or an elite player with rumors of cheating?
Oof. I mean, rumors don't make the man. I mean, if me knows them, I never cheat, I mean, I get all the accolades that come with winning. I think I'll be the winner.
Would you rather stay on a below average team or join your rival and win a title?
Join the rival, because that will be a story.
Iron sharpens iron. And you probably will not be the rival by the end of the day.
Exactly. That's so much fun.
Would you rather indoors or outdoors?
Outdoors. Those, you see them chocolate, them hot.
Would you rather the Olympics in London or, and I'm just talking about this in terms of where in the world, not as if, London or Tokyo?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I mean, I went to Japan for the World Relays and I loved it. I'm gonna say love it, Yeah. So I've been kind of like really looking forward to Tokyo. But in my opinion, London, an Olympic Games in London is like an Olympic Games in Jamaica.
Yeah.
So it's like, this one's tough. I'm gonna say London, because London closer, more people can come from Jamaica and more people live in London from Jamaica. So yes.
Yeah.
And you can get Jamaican food.
Yes. Yes. Would you rather play with your best friend or beat your rival? Or run with your best friend or run with your rival?
What do you mean?
As in, say for instance, I'm your best friend, right? Would you rather run with me? Like both of us are at the same standards, so we're always competing against each other, right?
Mhm.
Or would you rather compete with like your rival?
At the end of the day, you have your own alley, and it don't matter who you're running against.
Yeah.
So, mm.
Would you rather lose on television or win with nobody watching?
Like win.
Whether you're watching or you're not watching, somehow somebody must hear about it.
Exactly. I'm good. I'm good in the shadows. Winning.
Okay. And yeah, that's it for the would you rather questions. But I just have some questions to ask you. So who's your favorite athlete?
My favorite athlete. Hmm.
Other than yourself?
Hmm. My favorite athlete. Come back to me on that one.
Okay, no problem. And if you were supposed to do any other event other than hurdles, what would it be?
Pole vault.
Really? But I feel like
Your face.
I feel like you just love the events that are like taller than you, like just out of this box. But I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
And if you were supposed to be any height, what would you want your ideal height to be? Or are you fine with it 5'1"?
No, I am perfectly fine with my 5'1". Thank you very much. Perfect. Yeah.
um and last question. I'm gonna go back to the favorite athlete question. Yeah, but the last question, how is your experience in like the gym? You know, do you enjoy doing it? Um, or is it, so I know some people don't like gym at all. Yeah, do you like doing gym or not?
Gym is actually, other than doing hurdles like on the track, gym is my favorite part of training because I'm good at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see gains really easily in the gym, and I have
Love
most of the
that.
tech. What? Why? Without me?
You look good, girl. That's
No,
what.
I don't mean body gains.
Oh.
But thanks. I mean like weight. Like I
Okay.
can move up every week, and it's really motivating to go into the gym because I know that what I did last week I most likely can better it this week. And after a good session, I always feel I'm so happy. Like there's a huge difference between when I have a good session, when I'm improving something, than when I have a okay session or a bad session. So, and the gym always put me in that space, that good mental kind of space most of the time. So
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah.
And you figure out your favorite athlete, or you don't have one right now?
I know I have one. Like I know that I've looked on a person or persons and say, I really, really rate them. But it's not coming to my mind right now, and I feel really bad. I feel really bad because they deserve the big up.
Anybody who that is out there, big up yourself.
Right? Big up
Yeah.
yourself.
Big
All
up,
the Jamaican athletes out there, big up for
big
yourself.
up yourself.
Yeah, go on doing the thing, you see me?
Yeah, and yeah, so it's fun having you today. Guys, Megan is full of personality and she's up to great things. Just watch out, you know. Um, so thank you
We
for coming to the
working.
Sports Latte today, and yeah, hope to see you soon.
You too, Mama. Thank you for having me. It was fun.
Bye.